Your financial needs aren't independent of each other, so your financial advisors shouldn't be either. At Mercantile Bank, our experienced United Wealth professionals are united to serve you and your complete financial planning and wealth management needs. Are you just starting your investment journey or need to roll over a retirement plan? Do you need to plan for a loved one with special needs or for your own life after work? Maybe your business needs a succession plan or you want to enhance your employee benefit programs. Whatever steps you need to take, our United Wealth experts are ready to take them with you. Together, we are united.
Hi, this is Ron Kincherf. Welcome to the Business Spotlight, brought to you by Mercantile Bank. We have Terry Hooper from Hooper Photography. You're over in the Missouri side, right?
Yes, I'm on the Missouri side. Canton, Clark County, Cahokia area.
But you cover, you'll go, I don't want to say about anywhere, but you do.
I'll actually go anywhere.
Oh, you will go anywhere?
Yeah, I've done destination weddings in Pennsylvania and in Colorado. I'll go anywhere.
So how did the interest in photography come about?
Actually, I started photography when I was 9.
Oh, really?
My grandparents enrolled me in the 4-H program. So that's where my interest started, which was actually with film camera. You would think I'm not old enough to have shot on film, but I did. Then as I got older, when I turned 16, I got my first job at the local pharmacy in town and developed pictures. So I actually got to develop the film.
Did you develop the old school way?
I did.
Okay.
I did. Then digital started becoming popular, and I actually officially started my business my senior year of high school, so in 2008.
Okay. So you've been doing it for almost 20 years then?
Yeah.
So it's interesting you mentioned the old school way, the film type camera. Did you find that helped you with your skill set doing it that way rather than starting on the digital side?
Absolutely, because then I got a better understanding of like color and what good, crisp, clear images look like. Now the trend, sometimes people are actually wanting blurry images, which is so hard for me to comprehend because professional photographers work so hard at getting good, crisp, clear images, great color, great composition. So yeah, I learned all of that very young and early on.
But when you started that with just the film aspect, the old school style of photography too, a lot of it was manual, knowing how to set everything up versus I feel with the digital now where everything's automated.
And you had to get it right the first time.
Yeah, and you didn't have the applications, I don't think, that you could load the...
Yeah, you really didn't.
Yeah, so okay, cool. So now, with the digital photography, can you spend more time just working with the client rather than having that in the back of your brain that you have to make sure you get everything all set up?
Yeah, especially, I've done it long enough that it's just natural habit for me. I don't have to think so much about setting my camera settings. And I also know on the back side of that, if I screw up, I've got software at home that I can play with it and make it better.
Right.
But that's one of the great parts about my business. I do get to know my customers very well, the things that they're into, their personal lives, their strengths, their weaknesses. In specifics like boudoir photography, what parts of their body they're comfortable with and what they're not, and empowering women especially to feel better about themselves.
That was interesting. I saw that about boudoir photography, and you mentioned about, it's not a sexy type thing. It's about women feeling good about their bodies.
Yeah, absolutely.
I found that was an interesting aspect, and you have to get to know your clients.
Yes, for sure. What they're comfortable with, making them feel comfortable. I've shot a lot of women that have had their breasts totally removed due to breast cancer, so they're trying to just figure out how they feel as a person now, missing that, that part of their body and who they were. So there's a lot of emotional things that go into that.
So do you feel that those women choosing to do that are doing it more for themselves than their partner?
Absolutely.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
Okay.
The vast majority of women that I shoot in that boudoir industry is for themselves. Whether they've gone through a significant weight loss and they just need to feel better in their new skin, or had breast cancer, or gone through a divorce. There's several situations that we run into that myself, and then I have a hair and makeup girl that always come with me. We work really hard at making those women know that they are beautiful exactly how they are.
So how emotional does that get for you?
Pretty emotional, because some of these women I've shot multiple times, and I've seen them in very different stages of their life. We've even had clients that have passed away, unfortunately, due to their battle with cancer. And so in that industry, you really get to know your customers, and you see them on their social media growing, and their families growing, and the things that they're going through, and you got to be a part of this very small but yet big portion of their change in life.
Okay, I got two questions there. Do you see a growth in the photography of women who are with child?
A little bit.
Okay.
Like maternity.
Yeah. Like from 0 month to 9 month.
Yeah. I don't know. I've kind of gone back and forth with that. Obviously, the iPhone, having an iPhone now, people are snapping pictures of their younger kids all by themselves. So that has changed, and it always changes. My business is always evolving, where it's becoming a trend to let's do 0, 3, 6, 9 month portraits to let's not. I'm just going to come to you for 1 year. So that changes. Maternity sessions, they used to be super popular when I first started, where women wanted these big, gorgeous gowns and show off the belly. That's not so much a trend anymore. But I'm sure it'll come back around.
Like everything else.
Like everything else does.
But you do senior pictures, weddings you mentioned.
Yeah,
just
seniors and weddings, and then boudoir. Those three are really my absolute favorite. I do anything, but those three are my niche.
Yeah. And you also have Gather, which is an event space. And,
yes.
Tell us about that story.
Yeah, so I own Gather. It's a venue in Canton on 507 Clark Street. We can hold about 100, 150 people. Starting in May, we'll have our annual farmers market, which is Friday nights, 5 to 7. People that make, home grow, hand make anything, they can come and sell their products. We don't charge them anything to come sell. We really just want the community to have that opportunity. But you can also rent our venue space for bridal showers, baby showers, receptions, rehearsal dinners, just about anything.
So creating that space, Gather, that wasn't necessarily a way to get your photography business shooting different things. Are they hand in hand?
Not necessarily.
Okay, so it doesn't run as a separate business then?
Yes, it's a separate business, but I will say in the photography industry, especially shooting weddings, you come in contact with a lot of venue owners, and I became pretty aware of Canton needing that type of space, for one, and two, just the other venue owners I've dealt with, how running a venue looks, the things that people are wanting when they want to have a space for a shower. So I was excited when the opportunity came along for me able to do that in Canton, because it complements my photography business nicely.
Yeah, but you wouldn't think Canton, is the size town Canton is, it would be able to support a place like that.
Yeah, but we have the college, Culver Stockton College.
Right.
They rent it quite a few times for like frat parties, sorority parties, things like that. Formals. Okay. There's formals there. Lots of showers. That seems to be very popular. Graduation. So yeah, it's been great.
Where in the world would you like to take pictures that you haven't taken pictures?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I mean, I'd really go anywhere.
What subject? Well, I know. Okay, but what subject? If you had a dream job, what would that be?
A dream job
with photography.
Yeah, it would probably be like a National Geographic type of thing. Honestly, like not even really dealing with people, but more so like just life, natural life in general.
So when you go on a vacation, are you planning photography around that vacation, or you just want to get rid of photography? Honestly, when my family and I go on vacation, I don't take my camera. Okay, that's what I was wondering.
I don't. I shoot so much that when we're together as a family, I'm using that opportunity to not take pictures. Okay. All the pictures of my kids are on my phone.
So you do take pictures of your kids?
Yeah, I take pictures of my kids.
Yeah. So, but you don't have the big spreads on your walls like I would have of my grandkids and stuff like that.
I've got a couple. Okay, I've got a couple. But then I'm like, oh my gosh, how many pictures do I print? I'm going to run out of wall space here.
So you really enjoy what you do.
I do.
So before you were 9, when your grandparents gave you that camera, it always seems to be interesting how many people are influenced by their grandparents and what they do in a living. Was there anything else you wanted to do?
I mean, I kind of wanted to teach, and I did teach for a little bit, and I enjoyed that. And I still kind of dabble in teaching. I teach Sunday school, and I organize VBS for our church. So I'm still kind of in education. But at the root of it all, I kind of enjoy networking and getting to know people and what they're good at and kind of placing them in different positions. I'm on our local county fair board. That kind of comes into play there, knowing people's strengths and weaknesses.
But when you do, I don't know how many weddings you've done or how many senior pictures you've done, is it hard not to get in a rut of, okay, this is the picture you take when you eat the cake. This is the picture you take. So how do you work that out in your brain to keep it interesting?
I'm always trying to get to know my clients. And I really have to pull information out of them. Like, are you a gamer? Do you like to play video games? Where do you like to eat? Where's your part-time job after school? I've done pictures in their places of work, like at Papa's Pizza in Cahokia, throwing the pizza up in the air. So I really try to dig out from these kids when we look at these pictures in 20 years, when you're sitting down with your kids showing them your senior pictures, are they going to be able to see, this is who I was when I was 18? Yeah. So that, and then just kind of scouring different things online, different ideas, new techniques. I enjoy learning and learning new things.
Well, thanks for coming in.
Yeah,
you
thanks
really
for having
enjoy
me.
What you do.
I do, absolutely. Yeah.
Terry Hooper from Gather
Yeah.
and from Terry Hooper Photography.
Yeah.
This has been the Business Spotlight, brought to you by Mercantile Bank.
Your financial needs aren't independent of each other, so your financial advisors shouldn't be either. At Mercantile Bank, our experienced United Wealth professionals are united to serve you and your complete financial planning and wealth management needs. Are you just starting your investment journey or need to roll over a retirement plan? Do you need to plan for a loved one with special needs or for your own life after work? Maybe your business needs a succession plan or you want to enhance your employee benefit programs. Whatever steps you need to take, our United Wealth experts are ready to take them with you. Together, we are united.